So I've seen a lot of people who focus solely on improving their physique, but they neglect the quality of foods they're eating and the strain of the workouts that they're doing. Ultimately, this results in them having low energy as they go throughout their day. You know, they crash around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Or their energy, it's just very inconsistent, which means their mood's also inconsistent. I mean, think back to the last time you were tired. How much more did your mood fluctuate? How much more grumpy were you? And how did all that negatively impact your social life and your happiness? Probably a lot. Or what also tends to happen is that when people neglect the quality of the foods and their exercise, they tend to get brain farts where it's harder to process information and to think clearly. And when this happens, they get left feeling kind of frustrated, you know? I mean, no one enjoys having brain farts where it kind of feels like your brain, it isn't firing on all cylinders. Because when that happens, it's harder for you to be productive or to really even crack jokes with your friends, coworkers, and family. To make matters worse, when you're in this place, you usually get negative thoughts and self-doubt forming in your head because you're always wrapped up in your own problems. Ultimately, this cuts into your happiness, confidence, and potential, like a knife slicing through a warm slab of butter. And really, if you go throughout your day tired, with mental fog, and in a dampened mood, what good does having a nice physique do for you? Nothing. In fact, that's why in the New Era of Health, we put together a proven and powerful 3-step system. Now this system, it's going to transform you into a conqueror whose body and brain is a powerhouse that will not be stopped. You see, the way in which we combat your low energy and mental fog is we have you work out and eat like a conqueror. Now in short, we do specific exercises that will increase your mitochondria so that you gain more energy. They'll also grant you optimal hormone levels so that you simply feel amazing. They'll increase your human growth hormone and testosterone so that your body looks and feels young as you age. And not only that, they're going to boost your VO2 max, and this will enable you to compete at the level of a top performing athlete. And the last thing that these workouts will do is they're actually going to deliver more oxygen to your brain so that you think more clearly. And then really what we do after these workouts is we have you eat foods that will grant you godlike energy, the ability to think as clearly as the guy in Limitless, or to melt fat effortlessly. And not only will the workouts help you attain optimal hormone levels, but these foods will too. You see, most people, they know hormones are important, but they don't know to the actual extent. Now, I want you to think about people who take steroids. What they're really doing is boosting their testosterone, which gives them roid rage. And as you likely know, they get really grumpy, angry, and irritable. And that's because of a hormonal imbalance. Basically, when your hormones aren't optimized, you aren't optimized. Well, anyways, when you eat like a conqueror, you will attain optimal hormone levels so that you simply feel fantastic. As I mentioned before, none of this matters if you find yourself drowning in negative thoughts, self-doubt, and ultimately where you kind of like lack confidence, or you aren't happy with where your life is going or who you're becoming. I mean, when you're in this place, you're just drowning all the time. You can't enjoy life to the fullest. And that's why in the New Era of Health, we have you acquire the mind of a conqueror. Simply put, this is where you will shift the way that you feel, think, and act into that of a high performer like Mark Cuban. We factor in how evolution has crafted your brain, how human psychology has evolved, and your biology to successfully create powerful habits that will ensure you excel in all areas of your life. Essentially, this foundation will grant you the confidence of a celebrity, a fun-loving attitude, and the mental state of a superachiever so that you simply crush life. Now, I know you might be thinking, Adam, this sounds way too good to be true, and that the New Era of Health system will not work for you. But that could not be further from the truth. In fact, let me tell you why I know this system will work for you. When I was 21 years old, I was stabbed in the throat, chest, and arm. Every second, it became harder to breathe. I was left on the floor to die. But instead, I woke up 7 days later from an induced coma. I was living off tubes. If you unplugged them, you unplugged my life. And while I was grateful to be alive, the use of my body had vanished. I lost the ability to speak and even use my legs. My body was just completely malnourished, and my energy levels, they're depleted like a lake in the summer. In fact, I remember a simple task like eating, that became a chore. And I couldn't even finish eating a meal. I remember I'd be like halfway through my meal and I'd have to stop and nap because I would get so tired. And stuff like going up to go to the bathroom, it felt like running a marathon. But the worst part was what happened to me mentally. My confidence, it disappeared like a quarter in a magic show. And when I got to this point, my head, it was plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt. It started to feel like I really didn't know who I was anymore and that I had lost my purpose in life. But it was in this moment of weakness that I realized my mind, it was playing tricks on me. If I wanted to achieve all the goals in my life, this had to change. I began studying ancient journals on brain science and transformational psychology. I discovered ways to unlock the secrets of our brain that enable us to become high-performing beasts. Every single day that I woke up, I was more ambitious, happy, and confident than the day before. I rose with laser focus, ready to conquer the day. I accomplished more in one day than I used to in an entire week. That's when I realized I had acquired the mind of a conqueror. Now, only when this was achieved was I able to fight for the life I wanted. But this was only the beginning. I began researching the secrets of evolution and biology that would force my body to change on a cellular level. I found techniques that had been handed down through generations, but have been lost along the way. They granted me unbelievable strength and power without spending countless hours in the gym. I attained godlike energy. Fat, it melted off effortlessly, and it was simply easier for me to be happy. I finally tapped into my true potential. This was the start of the new era of health. Now, after weeks of applying this ultimate formula to my life, I simply looked better than I ever had. I felt better than I ever had. In my mind, it was operating on a level I never even thought possible. It was at this moment that I uncovered my passion to help ambitious men like you rewire their bodies and brains into a powerhouse so that they feel amazing about themselves and take control of their life. And that's why I know this system will work for you. Because it brought me from the brink of death to having boundless energy, unreal mental clarity, and the confidence of a celebrity. And on top of it, I have a lean, a powerful, and an attractive body like Zac Efron's. So, if this sounds like something you're interested in, and you want to learn more about it, what I want you to do is go ahead, click the link around this video, enter in your email, and once you do that, I'll grant you instant access where you can learn and research all about the secret system and how it's enabling ambitious men like yourself to become conquerors. So go ahead, click that link right now, and I'll see you in a minute.